that you remain seated for the duration of the show, as any getting up and moving around can be distracting not only to your stars up here on stage, but to the guests around you still trying to enjoy the show. However, if you do choose to exit, we ask that you do so quickly, quietly, and completely. You can exit along those back walls, but please do not approach this half wall in front of me at any point in time, as we will be working with wild animals right up here on stage. But all right, with those rules and announcements out of the way, I asked you how you guys were doing before, and you made a little bit of noise, but it just wasn't enough for me. So what do you folks say? Are you ready for a show? Yay! Much better. Welcome to the Long Island Aquarium Sea Lion Coliseum. My name is Nikki, and I'll be the host of your show today. But more importantly, joining me out here on this stage is going to be your first sea lion superstar. She is 3 years old, weighs right around 140 pounds, and goes by the name of Lucy. And joining Lucy out here is her good friend and trainer, Courtney. You guys did a great job making that noise before, but this is where it does count. So please help me in welcoming your stars to their stage. And if you see anything that you like today, anything at all, be sure to let them know because they do appreciate all of that applause. Out here at the Long Island Aquarium, we are lucky enough to house both California sea lions, like Lucy here, as well as her cousins, the true seal, like the gray and harbor seals that you might have seen on your way into the aquarium today. Now, we do know that it can be a little bit difficult to tell them apart, but Lucy here is an expert on the subject, and with her help, we're going to be pointing out some of those differences for you. Now, that first difference can be seen in their ears. California sea lions have an external ear flap called pinnae, which you can see on the side of Lucy's head there. Now her cousins, the true seal, lack this pinnae and instead have an internal ear, which looks like a small opening on either side of their head, just behind their eyes. Alright folks, we do just have to clear that area out. You're welcome to go up into the Coliseum. Now it does look like Lucy just took a little break briefly. She is our youngest at just 3 years old and is still getting used to doing the shows. Now all of our sessions here at the Long Island Aquarium are voluntary, so if Lucy chooses not to participate, that is perfectly okay. So the next difference that I'll be pointing out for you is in their flippers. Now, those hind flippers, you saw Lucy had no trouble hopping on and off of her seat and following her trainer both backwards and forwards with ease. Now that is because she has a rotatable hip bone, which allows her to tuck those rear flippers completely up and under her body, making her very mobile out here on land. And here she comes. Now her cousins, the true seal, lack that rotatable hip bone, and when they come out on land, they tend to look a little bit silly. Lucy here has seen her cousins, the true seal, in action and come up with a pretty funny impression. So Lucy, when you're ready, let's show your fans what your cousins look like out here on land. We're just going to give her one more second there. Now it is abnormally warm for a winter day, and as the temperatures do warm up, sometimes our sea lions are not quite as hungry as they normally are, and so that food is not quite as motivating for them. I will give her just a second. Here she comes. Like I said, she is our youngest California sea lion. Now this is her impression of her cousins out here on land. That's right. Let's give it up for your sea lion comedian. She's being awfully silly today. But with as silly as she's being, she is absolutely correct. When her cousins, the true seal, come out on land, they scooch around on their bellies with those rear flippers out behind them. That next difference can be seen in their front flippers. California sea lions have very long and powerful front flippers, and Lucy's giving you a good view of hers there. Now they use those powerful front flippers to pull themselves through the water, much like you and I would use our arms while we're swimming. Now her cousins, the true seal, of course, also have front flippers, but they are much shorter than a California sea lion, and they use them in the opposite manner to steer them rather than pull them. Now that next difference can be seen in their necks. California sea lions have very long and flexible necks, and as Lucy comes out here, she's going to show you just how long her neck is. Impressive, and she's not done showing off yet. Her neck is so long and so flexible, she can touch her nose all the way to her back. Some pretty impressive flexibility. I wouldn't try that one at home, folks. Now her cousin's a true seal. Their neck is just as flexible, but it is not nearly as long as a California sea lion's. Now that last difference we'll be pointing out for you today is in their vocalizations. Lucy here is quite the accomplished singer, so I'm going to hand it over to her, let her serenade you all. What a beautiful song that was. Now that is the typical roaring or barking sounds that California sea lions are known for. When their cousins, the true seal, vocalize, they make more of a snorting or grunting sound. And now that we've pointed out those differences for you, feel free to come on up after our sea lion show and get a closer look at our sea lions, or visit the seal habitat at the front of the aquarium and see if you can point out some of those differences for yourself. But with that, it's not going to bring us to the end of our show, but it is going to bring us to the end of our time with Lucy. So let's give her a round of applause. We will be bringing out your next superstar momentarily. And I can talk about the other sea lions that you might have seen patiently waiting in our side area. You have met Lucy. We also have Java. Java is our one and only male California sea lion. He is 20 years old and weighs right around 400 pounds. We also have Bunker as well. Bunker is our oldest female at 20 years old, weighing in right around 200 pounds. And we have your next superstar. She is 8 years old, weighs right around 120 pounds, and goes by the name of Neela. She is going to be joining us right up on this seat. So please help me in welcoming your next star to her stage. Just realized we got almost halfway through the show, and they've come out here and said hello to all of you, but I don't think that they've had a chance to say hello to each other yet. No, that's just not right, because they are the best of friends. So we're going to have to pause the show for a moment, let them have the greeting they deserve.
Yeah, baby!
With a nice fishy kiss, very sweet, you two. Now, it does take a lot of trust and a lot of teamwork to work with a wild animal like your superstar up here. So if you're going to see a wild animal out in nature, please do not approach them, as they will never respond to you the way that Neela responds to her trainer. And in fact, by the Marine Mammal Protection Act, you are legally required to stay at least 150 feet away from any marine mammal out in nature. Out here at the Long Island Aquarium, we train Long Island Aquarium act as animal ambassadors for their counterparts out in nature. So by visiting us today, we hope that you are inspired to learn more about them and how you can help their species out in the wild. One of those ways you can help them is by reducing, reusing, and recycling all of your single-use plastics. One simple water bottle can take up to 450 years to break down, and in that time can end up in our waterways where animals like California sea lions can mistake them for food or even become entangled in